Much of what is being affirmed today as racism is something I call virtual racism. Truth is, this virtual racism would have been hailed years ago by rank-and-file blacks as having reached the promised land. The thought of having been possibly redlined for a loan, perhaps not being promoted, or experiencing deliberately slow service in a restaurant would have been an occasion for singing, "We have overcome." I had a very interesting conversation with a young African-American man recently who owns his own business, and he's also the operations manager for another very successful minority-owned business. He and his wife drive luxury imports and send their kids to a private school. When he complained about racism because of an article he had seen, I asked him, "How would you define racism in America? Give me some examples." He trotted out the usual: people who are refused jobs, people who disagree with Obama, people who use the N-word, etc. But I persisted. Give me a specific example. When and how have you personally been subjected to overt racism? Well, he was forced to admit that neither he nor anyone he knew personally had ever been called the N-word or experienced other racist behavior from whites. So I asked him, "Have you ever seen a segregated water fountain?" He laughed. "You're kidding, right?" "Nope. Used to drink out of them all the time in segregated parks." Segregated parks? Sure. You don't think blacks and white use the same parks or playgrounds or schools, do you? Get out, Ben. Well, have you ever been through a colored entrance? Ever used a colored restroom? Or seen a colored cemetery? Even cemeteries? Yeah. There was also backs of buses, separate waiting rooms, and even separate churches. You know, a white church member I met years ago believed that God had ordained segregation and actually said to me that we can be together in heaven because there we'll all be washed whiter than snow. That's a true story. He just looked at me. So I asked him, "Tell me again, what were you saying about racism in modern day America?"